Welcome back to the Graphite Curve Studio. While initially making this drawing, I wasn't too happy with it, but while writing the script and editing it, I came to really like this picture. It's not perfect, but it was a great first attempt, given that I've never drawn Sunny Leone before. Now for those who don't know, Sunny Leone is a Canadian-born model of Indian descent. I've been aware of her from about the early 2000s, so I'm very familiar with her, which is why I'm so confused as to what happened to this drawing. First, only after setting most of the face and facial features, I realized that I could use this opportunity to practice the Loomis method again. If you watched my newest video, Liza Kovalenko, you would have heard me say that I had smashed my hand against the lawnmower. Well, this time, days before I started, I was helping with yard work. Everything was fine and nothing bad had happened. But then, when I woke up the next morning, there was soreness in the palms of my hand. I took the day off and just read a book. The next day there was less soreness, but I had to start today in order to edit and get it out in time. What's with all these drawings being left to the last minute? I wasn't feeling it, and I didn't know what was going on. It literally took me an hour just to get the line drawing done, and what you see here is a shortened, edited version of all that, of course. I couldn't find my groove or my flow. I just couldn't really get started. Which is a shame because I really liked this picture, and I wanted it to come out looking amazing. I used a 6B pencil for the hair. This is the darkest I've ever gone in this sketchbook. Before this, the dark is 2B in the blue mechanical pencil. Another reason this could have gone wrong is that the last project, Liza Kovalenko, was on Bristol, and this is once again in my sketchbook. I've mentioned in previous videos about switching between two medias frequently can lead to stunted progress. It wasn't until I started the skin that it seemed to click, as if I finally remembered how to draw. Things began to fall into place and we were rolling. I was working each individual part little by little. The eyes went in fine. The second eye gave me trouble. But the nose was the worst. For me, it felt like it wouldn't sit still. Something went wrong back in the construction phase. I don't know what it was, but something got lost somewhere. Some advice for other artists out there is to make sure that your construction is solid. Don't continue if you're not happy with it. I was so focused with getting it done, I messed up getting it right. As I finally got the nose right, other things started to seem off. You'll see as I continue with this drawing that I'll continue to mess with her cheek. I was never happy with the placement, and I'll tell you why later. For some reason, I got into the flow state while working on the shadow under her nose. Everything started to work. I was having fun drawing. I don't know what to call the way I felt when I started. Was it burnout? I felt burnout before. It usually causes me to not start a drawing at all until I pick a better one or find out what's wrong. But I've never had this happen as I start. I'm not sure if I had to push through to get to where I started to enjoy this drawing. But once I got started working on the mouth, it was so much fun. Maybe I should just draw a mouth one day and make that a whole video. Once the teeth were in place, it all seemed like a dream. This dark cloud that had been following me since the beginning has suddenly vanished, and I can suddenly see what needs to be done. You can tell by the way my pencil starts to move with purpose, instead of just going through the motions. The lips go in, but even the smile doesn't look convincing. It probably has to do with my internal state of mind. Excited, but conflicted. After writing the script, I feel much better about the way it came out. I expected one of the best drawings I've ever done, all while my hands hurt. That's not how it works. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I've also noticed that my progress is quite scattered. I'll work on one area and jump to another and back to something else, way more often than usual. I worked in the cheek and the jawline. I'm not saying it's bad, it's definitely not my worst drawing. It's good in its own way, even if that way is just to show me that I had to pull through if I needed to. And now I'll finally let you in on what went wrong. It's her eyes. They're a few centimeters too high, or they're too small. I don't really know, which is why I can't fix it. Maybe they're too high, and too high means that her nose looks too long. And this changes the position of everything. And I don't know what happened. Looking back as I'm editing this, I believe that it was when I started the skin. If you look back, you would probably see that while I was blending the skin, I erased the nose. Maybe I drew it too low and the nose is the problem. For me, it's hard to tell, but I'll definitely give this drawing another go, somewhere on down the line. Once I figured out what was wrong with the drawing, I knew I couldn't fix it, not without ruining the top or the bottom half of her face, whichever I chose to fix. A little disheartened, and I still pushed on. I started with the neck and finished up her jaw. I tried my best to continue the drawing, by working on her hair, but I didn't feel up to it anymore. You can tell by my efforts here to continue the drawing, but it was useless. I felt like I was done. I know I put in the construction lines for her breasts, but I couldn't even bring myself to try. I wanted to want to, if that makes sense. But I felt that if I tried, I would mess them up, and then what would be the point? I hope you enjoyed this drawing, even without the boobs. But there are plenty more on this channel, so I hope you check them out. Take care, and God bless.